Hi, my name is Giselle Pereira, and I'm an Assistant Director with the Admissions Office at the University of Dayton. Today, I'm going to walk you through applying to UD. To apply, you will need to complete a free application. You can submit this application through the Coalition app, the Common Application, or directly through the UD website at go.udayton.edu/admission account. When you submit an application, you will want to make sure to include an essay or a personal statement, as well as have your high school send us your official transcripts. UD does not require recommendation letters. However, if you do submit them with your application, we will review them. The University of Dayton is a test optional university, which means we do not require you to submit your test scores as part of your application. You can decide to submit your test scores if you think they will add value to your application. Alternatively, if you decide not to submit your test scores, then we will place a greater emphasis on your school record, essay, and letter of recommendation. If you decide to submit your test scores, you will want to make sure that they are sent to us directly from ACT or College Board. When submitting your application to UD, you will want to keep two deadlines in mind. The first deadline is our early action deadline, which is November 1st. This is a non-binding application deadline. However, the advantage of early action is that you do receive your decision earlier, as well as scholarship information, which gives you the longest amount of time to make your college decision. Our regular decision deadline is February 1st. When you submit an application to UD, you are automatically considered for merit scholarships, which are worth up to $109,000 over 4 years. You will receive your scholarship information shortly after receiving your admission decision. When applying to the University of Dayton, make sure to select your first choice major, and we will review you based on that major. Not every student is admitted to their first choice. However, you may still be admitted to the University of Dayton. If you are not sure what your first choice major is, that is absolutely okay. At the University of Dayton, we do offer Discover programs, which are a great way for you to explore all of the different academic opportunities that the university has to offer. At the University of Dayton, we believe in reviewing applications holistically. This means that we look beyond just your GPA, and we'll take a look at any trends in your grades, the classes you've selected in high school, any extracurricular activities, whether that's clubs, organizations, sports, or work outside of the classroom. We will also take into consideration your essay or personal statement, letters of recommendation, and if you include your test scores, we will take a look at your test scores as well. Now let's go ahead and walk through setting up your admission portal and completing your application through the UD website, which is go.udayton.edu/admission account. So once you are on our website, you will want to sign up for your admission account. The email you select is incredibly important, so you'll want to make sure to include an email that you check regularly. Once we select Submit, you will receive an email notification to complete the admission portal registration. Your admission portal is incredibly important. This is where you will receive your admission decision, as well as your financial aid information, and any updates that are related to UD, as well as events and academic information specific to you. Once you have created your admission account, you will now have access to complete your application. So we will go ahead and select Undergraduate Admission Portal. As you can see, we list what we are requiring for our application. So you will want to make sure to include your essay, as well as your official high school transcripts that you will have to request from your high school. And if you decide to submit your test scores, you will want to make sure that we are receiving those from ACT or College Board. Again, a review of our early action deadline, November 1st, as well as our regular decision deadline, February 1st. Now that we've reached the bottom of our first page of the admission portal, you will want to select the option to start a new application. So let's go ahead and get started on that application. As you can see, it's asking you for your general information, as well as some information specific to you. If you are a first-generation student, we'd like to see that information reflected and how you identify as well. Once you complete your demographic information, the next part of your application will be any academic information. As you can see, this is where you will be asked to include your first choice major. If you do not know what your first choice major is, this is where you will include a Discover program. You will also be asked to include your enrollment status, full-time or part-time, and if you are going to live on campus or will be commuting to campus. Now, if you are an undergraduate student, you are required to live on campus your freshman and sophomore year, unless you live within a 40-mile radius. After you complete your academic information, you will also be requested any form of financial aid. So if you are planning to apply for financial aid, you would select yes. And if you are interested in a merit scholarship, you will also select yes. Remember, your application is your application to merit scholarships. Now you will be asked for your high school information. This is where you will include any classes you've taken throughout your years, and you will include your graduation date and a course list. After completing your high school information, you will be asked if you are submitting your test scores or not. If you are submitting your test scores, make sure that they are being sent to us from ACT or College Board. And you can review more information on our test optional policies by clicking on this link here. Now you can include any extracurricular activities you are involved in during your high school time. And you can also upload a file or PDF here. Here you will submit your essay, which is an opportunity to share with us any information that isn't conveyed through your grades, GPA, extracurricular activities. This is another opportunity for us to learn more about you as a student. If you are selecting to include recommendation letters, this is where you will include that information. Again, we do not require recommendations to have a complete application submitted to UD. However, if you do decide to include recommendation letters, we will review them as part of your application. Now that you've completed every section of the application, you will want to review your application. You will also want to ask someone else to review your application before submitting it to UD. The next step will be to contact your high school to make sure that they are submitting your official transcripts to us. And if you've included recommendations, you'll want to contact your recommenders to make sure they are submitting those letters with your application as well. After you've completed those steps, you're ready to submit your application. Now that you have reviewed your application and your application is complete, you are ready to submit your application. You'll be asked to verify as well before your application can be submitted. And then you will want to verify and submit. Once you have submitted your application in your admission portal, you will also be able to see any missing information or your checklist items for your application. Your admission portal is also where you will receive information about financial aid, your admission decision, as well as any upcoming events that are specific to you. This account will update regularly with any information that's specific to you. So once your admission decision has been decided, it will update here. Any scholarship, financial aid information will also update here, as well as tours and events that are specific to you. So make sure that you are checking your email regularly, as well as your admission portal, to stay up to date as you move through your college decision process. Now that we've walked through all the steps of completing an application through our UD admission portal, you should be ready to complete your application to UD. If you do have any remaining questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can give us a call at 1-800-UD-PRIDE or send us an email at admission@udn.edu. We look forward to receiving your admission application to UD.